Hi everyone. Now, it's not the best looking fly in the world. It's basically a foam caddis. It's a brown caddis, this one. You can obviously tie them, depending on the colour of foam you have, you can tie them many colours. Some call this the chocolate drop. It's a simple fly, so I'm going to show you how to tie it. It was a request, so normally I would tie it when I'm tying these flies. When I tied these, I used to tie a lot actually for Ireland, and this fly is on the lochs and the lakes. It's the UK and Ireland, especially the alder. It's a very good alder fly. So anyway, I'll show you how to tie it. And if you sink this fly, you're doing something. You must be using a sinking line, I think. But it'd be very hard to actually to sink, because it does float really, really well. Body, as I say, it could be practically anything you want. I'm just going to use some CDC. I've got some dyed dark brown CDC feathers. I'm going to remove the fine fibre anyway. And then I'm going to dub this on. You could use whatever you like. You could just use the thread if you wish. But I like to put this on. Again, it helps to, well, I would say, well, to a point it will help to float it, but give it a bit of movement, a bit of life, because that's what CDC is like. Now you could wind it up, but I like to actually dub it on. Very easy, and I usually run up and come back down. So 2/3 of the way. Just keep putting it on. I usually, as I say, I like to go up and back down because I like a reasonable body on it. And this helps tie everything in. Now you can trim this if you wish, but I'm going to leave it. Just acts, as I say, just a tiny bit of movement. There is the shape of the body within that, you can probably see it. But you can make it a better shape, as I say. Foam, I'm just using the close cell foam. This is a 2mm wide brown, just cut. I don't usually measure it, it's just by eye. But this is 1, 2, 3, 4mm. Now what I normally do is just to get a taper is I trim it. You can trim it and just leave it like that. Or I like to just seal it with the lighter. Give a wee squeeze, and that gives it a sort of taper. I prefer this end, so I'll tie this one in. I usually do, you can either do it body length and then put the wing on, whatever you like, or you could have it the wing length. It's up to yourself. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm actually a wee bit short. I could do a touch more dubbing there. Here we go. Just, if you're not happy, just a wee tiny bit of dubbing. Like a wee drop more than that. There you go, that's better. Stock it back. You want to take your thread up to about head length away from the eye. So we've got our foam formed. So you can use it to represent the body, or you can put it a wee bit longer and give the impression of the wing as well. So catch it based, as I say, head length away from the eye, keeping it on top, come down, just to get it to sit. That's fine. And you can tighten up, you want to make sure this is not going to move. And bring your thread up to the foam near the head. I'm going to use in the wing some deer hair. So it's just a dyed brown deer hair. Don't be shy with it. And just trim it away from the skin, open the fibre out and remove the fluff. You could use CDC or a mix, even the CDC and deer hair. You could, lots of fibres you could use to give the impression of a wing. I'm going to tap on my desk just to line the ends up. Happy with that. Now I usually like the deer hair to come slightly longer than the foam. So then we're going to trim it here and tie it in from that point. Catch it in, secure it in nice and tight, keeping the deer hair on top. Just work your way up the thorax area. It will sit slightly up, but just pull it in. Should sit okay, that's fine. Now what I've got here is a furnace hackle dyed dark brown. Just use a dark brown dye. Length of the fibre, it could be short or as long as you like. And a fly like this, it's up to yourself. This is a saddle hackle, so got lots of flies out it. Just take your thread up. Now you could wind your hackle over some dubbing or so, but I'm not going to bother. Now I'm going to actually fold the hackle, so I'm going to throw it through my fingers. Just pull it through your fingers, and you'll see it goes into like a V, and we wind on that edge. It just gives you a better hackle. Just one turn in front of the other, work your way down. To this point, just get a hold of it. I usually do a turn, 2 at the back of the foam, come to the front, catch in the hackle. Make sure you get 3 or 4 turns in there. When you trim away with your hackle, and you have a nice sharp pair of scissors. And then what we do is, the easiest way to varnish is to put the varnish on the thread. Just from a centimetre down. And then you want to wet finish. Just lift the foam out the way. Trim your thread away. Foam, like an elk hair or so, you could leave some. You could pull this fly, it's ideal in a good wave, and this is when these flies are coming off. So there we are, just a simple fly to tie. Floats forever, so it does. As I say, you can trim away the CDC, but to be honest with you, you want movement in the fly, that'll give you a tiny bit of movement. You can if you want, but I'd leave it just now. Trim the hackle so it's a bit flatter, but again, leave this until you're on the water. And I like a good hackle, so I don't like it too short. So anyway, there we are folks, that's a sort of Brown Caddis, or Alder, if you want to call it. It's ideal for the Alder. The Alder comes off, I'm trying to remember when. In our waters we see the Alder coming off, I think it's late April, May I think. Great fly to have, but you can get this colour of caddis on the water. And it's always worth having smaller sizes. I do have one tied, just if you don't like foam bodies, you can basically have CDC deer hair. So I'll not float, it's not as good as this, but you could use, this is a slightly smaller size. The hook I actually used is it's an all-purpose medium size 12. This is actually a size 12 as well, but this is a short shank special, and it's just the size 12 gape, but it's a short, the shank's equivalent to a size 14. So just have different types, and when there's a good wave and so like that, and you need a really buoyant fly, and these do, if you see these caddis on the water, they sit very high in the water, and this does that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and again, thanks for watching.